Hey guys, just having some fun with CorelDraw here. I want to show you a few things with the align and distribute commands and how to use it just in general. You might already know how to use it, but this video will get into a little more detail of some cool little features. Let's get over to the computer and let me show you a few of those things. Okay, so if you look at the example on the page here, I have the shortcuts for the basic alignment, which says C for center, T for top. So what that means is if you select two object and just hit that letter like C for center, it's going to center it up. Notice it only aligns its center vertically, not or horizontal. Sorry, it only aligns it up one direction. It doesn't line it up the other way. The alignment shortcuts. So if you select two objects like this, the square and the circle, and if I hit T for top, notice it brings them up and lines it up to the top. If I hit B for bottom, likewise it brings it to the bottom. I'm going to move it down here so it's out of the way. Now, all these letters are pretty understandable. P for page center, this is kind of a neat one. Watch, click something, hit P, puts it right in the center of the page. This can be very helpful, especially when you're going to be creating graphics. You should always start at the center of the page and work out from there. So next feature, Shift P. If you take a few, look at these four dots on the page. If I select them and hit Shift P, it distributes them horizontally across the page, or sorry, across the selection. Now, these are just quick shortcuts. I'm going to show you a little more in a second here. Okay. Same thing with this one here. So if you click Shift A, notice it distributes them vertically. So the next thing I'd like to show you is the dialog box for Align and Distribute. If you go to the top of your screen, Window, Dockers, and go to Align and Distribute, or you can hit Control-Shift-A and it'll open up the side box here. Now if you select something, I'll show you here. If you select these four dots, in fact I'm going to bring them down to the center of the page, make it these 5 dots, scatter them around a little bit. Select them all. Now if you come up here, notice it says Align to, and then it has these markings. So what's it saying? What do you want to align it to? So if you hover over it, it says Align to selected objects, Align to page edge, or Align to page center. Now I'll show you how this works. So if you click all of these and you say Align to objects and then select one of these at the top here, Align to top, and you click top, notice it brings them all and lines all the objects to the top of the objects. Okay, so this is very simple. The distribute command is which is really neat. So if you come down here to the distribute, now notice it says distribute horizontally, which is the same thing what we did a second ago on Shift P. But over here, notice it says page edge, object spacing, and also it says selected objects. So I'm going to click on selected objects. Selected objects is going to distribute these exactly between the selected objects. So if I click, look at what happens, just like that. Now if I were to change this to page edge and then click distribute again, notice it distributes them edge to edge of the page. This is very helpful. This can help in doing layouts and things like that. You can set your page size or your workspace size, and then you can fill it in with your Align and Distribute command, which I'll show you an example of how to do that right now. So let's just I'm going to undo and take these 1, 2, 3, 4 dots. So if we move all of this stuff off the screen up here for a second, I'm going to take my 4 dots, my 5 dots, drag them out, select them all. Now if I change this to page, distribute across page, and then click here, notice it puts them across. Now let me give you a better example here. Let's get out of there. Say you're doing vinyl stickers and you have these two, this absolute print shop and this square you want to put it inside of to cut. Now we want to get it all centered, so select them, come over here and say Align to, and make sure it's selected to objects and select both directions, vertically and horizontally, and it should put it right in the center of that box. At this point you're going to group this item. Okay, make room here. Bring it up to your corner of the page. Now if you were to just Shift, drag, and right click and make copies of these. Just show you real quick. Say you're making like this, something like this. If I were to select them all now, select page, distribute to page, and then click distribute horizontally, notice it puts it there perfectly across the page. At the same time, you can group these, drag them down, paste them again, make a few more copies. And you know, it doesn't have to be perfect. You're just doing a rough layout, and then you can just select them all. Make sure you got to distribute to page as well. And now we're going to go the other way, which is vertically. So I would suggest keeping your hand on the Control Z and keep going back and forth. Mess around with this, have a little fun. It's really easy. Once you get used to it, you'll be using it like nothing. That concludes this video on the Align and Distribute command in CorelDraw. Remember to like and subscribe below. I'm going to be putting out a lot more videos on CorelDraw, Photoshop, and Illustrator, using them towards the screen printing process, laser engraving, vinyl cutting, pretty much any type of customization and graphic design. So have a good night, and I will see you guys later.